Welcome to the P's and Q's podcast. I'm your host, Quené, Forée, and I'm living my best life. And I want to help you live your best life. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about a topic that is really near and dear to my heart and something that I think a lot of people are maybe on the early stages of discovery about or haven't even heard of yet, and that is starseeds. Are you a starseed? Do you know what a starseed is? I know I am. I imagine most of you who are listening here who connect with me are, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But first we have to do our 3 fun facts. So, fact number 1. Before I became an influencer and got really into this podcast and my social media messages, I come from a corporate background. My MBA is in finance, and my corporate background is in sales operations and system implementation. My most recent position was the manager of sales automation at Autodesk. You may have heard of them. Fun fact number 2. When did I first realize that I was a starseed? I went through some really deep spiritual experiences through meditation, through mentorship and discovery, and heard about starseeds. And when I connected with this, it resonated so deeply inside of me that I went down the rabbit hole, and I actually know my origin. And as you get to learn more and more about it, I encourage you to go down that path for discovery for yourself and remember your soul's origin. Remember your mission. Remember why you came here and your purpose here on this planet. Fun fact number 3, I guess I don't have to do with Miami. I'm here in Miami. I love Miami. I've been coming to Miami since I was in college. I used to actually go to New York a lot. My best friend had a place in Brooklyn, Flatbush. We were in college, but we did not go to class. We spent most of our time in New York. And when you're in New York and it's cold, then where's the next place you go? You go to Miami. So I've probably been to Miami, 50 times. Let's get into today's episode about starseeds. What the hell is a starseed anyway? Starseeds are known to be very advanced spiritual beings. Their souls originating from other realms, dimensions, and planets. There is a whole host of different types of starseeds, and we'll go through that shortly. But one of the ways to know, like, hey, am I a starseed? Are you someone that has this like deep knowing within yourself that you've been here before on this planet, on Earth specifically, incarnated in a physical body? Are you extremely empathic and you connect with people in a way that may or may not make sense when you try to describe it? You can just feel what they're feeling or what they're thinking. Or maybe you feel like you don't belong here, actually. You feel like, gosh, I want to go home. I want to go home. That's a common feeling of many starseeds. This one for me is a big one, very intuitive. You know things without even having to read them or been taught them. You just have this really strong intuition about the things that are going on around you and around others. Or maybe you're just a stargazer and you look up at the stars and at night and you long for that. And it in this physical existence, it might not make that much sense. Like, what the hell? You're probably a starseed. And there are so many different types of starseeds from different places. And most of them, the main thing that they have in common is that they have a great mission here on Earth to help raise the frequency, to help heal this planet, to help connect humankind, to help raise the consciousness here. There's a lot of pain and suffering in this realm, and we probably call ourselves light workers. If you're out there and you identify as someone who calls himself a light worker, it is very, very likely that you are a starseed and you came here with a great mission and with a great purpose. And I know that for myself. Ever since I was young, I felt this deep desire to help people. And I started off just hugging people. What can I do to help someone who looks sad? Give them a hug. Give them my time, my energy, connect with them deeply. What's really going on with you behind those eyes? And that was just my intuitive way of giving my energy to help. And as I've gone along further along my spiritual path, I use my gifts to help. That's why I started this podcast, to use my voice, to share my light in this specific medium. Anybody that knows me in person who spent any time with me, you already know how it's going down. And I'm grateful to have learned and developed that side of myself. And now I'm really clear about my path and my mission and my purpose. And I'm walking in it. And I encourage all of you to double down on your mission, because there is so much great work to do here in this realm. There are so many who are not aware of where they came from and what they're doing here, and can get mixed up in the density of energies and the polarity and red and blue and who's and that's and the Rams and the other team or whatever. There's so many things that we could divide ourselves with, but there are so many more things that connect us. So I encourage you to double down on your mission. We need you. I'm going to name a few of the different types of starseeds. You probably heard of some of them. They're all very, very similar in a lot of ways. Pleiadians are starseeds from Pleiades, which is actually a star cluster. Arcturians come from Arcturus. It's actually the most advanced civilization in the galaxy. Sirians, and their souls come from the Sirius region, the planetary region, Sirius A and Sirius B. Actually, it is said that the ascendant masters, our great ascendant masters, are starseeds from the Sirius region. People like Jesus and Mother Mary. Starseeds here to help, here to raise the consciousness, here to share love, here to connect us all, here to remind us of our true power within us. That's what Jesus said. He did. Love you, Jesus. The Orion starseeds, I relate to really closely as a Mintakan starseed. And Mintaka is part of the Orion's belt. Mintaka is a beautiful dimension. It was a place where matter could exist, but it is said that it no longer exists from a matter location, as the frequency there grew too strong and matter could no longer manifest in that region, and it actually destroyed the region. However, the energy of Mintaka is still very present. It is said that on Mintaka, the entire planet was full of clear blue water. It is said that that's where mermaids originate, and dolphins. And I'm a mermaid, and it's funny because I always identified as a mermaid before I even discovered Mintaka. It is said that Mintakans are very empathic and have a great mission here to help heal the earth. It is said that they are of the oldest souls in the universe. And all of these things align with me greatly. There are so many more Lumerians and Indigos and so many other starseeds. I encourage you to go down the rabbit hole like I did. And I say this all the time: chew the meat, spit out the bones. Whatever resonates with you, resonates with you. And that's perfect. And when you meet people and you're like, wow, I feel like I've known you forever. I feel like our souls have traveled. It's likely that they're starseeds just like you. It's likely that you have traveled together in other lifetimes. It's likely that you may be of the same starseed. I encourage you, my brothers and sisters, to rediscover who you truly are and to bring your gifts forth. The time is now. There is a great awakening occurring, and we are mobilizing. We are growing stronger, and we need you. All right. I'm going to go get some oysters now. I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for being here with me on the P's and Q's podcast. See you next time.